Warning, what you're about to watch is a Kickstarter preview. I wasn't paid through this game, I was just sent and asked what I thought about it, and I liked it enough to make a video, which should tell you something right then and there. Province from Laboratory Games is a 2-player micro Euro game available on Kickstarter right now. Well, I'm assuming right now. You might be watching this 2 weeks in the future, in which case you missed it. I'm sorry, it was a great opportunity. So, micro games are getting kind of big. Everybody seems to be putting one out. But this one, I like this one. This one really felt to me like kind of a shorter version of Agricola All Creatures Big and Small. Not simpler, just shorter. You are racing to be the first to build these little buildings in your cute little province town. And the way that you do that is you collect money and you use day laborers to get labor to thus spend your money and then build the buildings. At the beginning of the game, you are just hiring day laborers. They're not yours to control forever and always. They are shared between you and your opponent, and they're shared on this little track that just has 3 spots, and you rotate them around. Whenever you move a worker, the spot that you move him onto is what activates. So it's a cycle of labor, labor, money, and then you go back to the top labor. And this is interesting. When I first sat down and played with this game, I thought, this is boring. Every turn you just move constantly in the same cycle. You move every worker once, which is the maximum you can move them on a turn. And so every turn you're getting 2 labor and 1 money, and then your opponent's getting 2 labor and 1 money, and then just on and on and on, and that's boring, simple. But that's not actually how you play. That's because where you move your workers on your turn affects where your opponent can move the workers on their turn. So, for example, if I know that I don't want my opponent to be able to get a lot of labor, maybe I would move all the workers to the labor piece just before the money. So that when he moves, yeah, he'll get a lot of money, but he won't get the labor that he needs to build the building. Because money, while you accrue it over many turns in the form of actual coins, labor is only per turn. So when you move a worker onto a labor token, you get +1 labor for that turn. In addition to trying to be the first person to build each type of building to get victory points, you can also get victory points by completing goals. There's a little stack of 5 tokens that are shuffled up and then put face down, and you reveal one at a time. The first person to complete the goal that's on top gets that goal token, and at the end of the game that's worth 1 point. The goals are things like the first person to get 5 money, or the first person to build 4 buildings, or the first person to get 5 labor in a single turn. They're pretty simple and straightforward, but they add a little bit of extra competition and make the timing of the game a little quicker and more fast-paced than the normal end conditions. Because the game ends when either one player has built all of their structures, or all the structures on the game board have been built, or when all of the 5 goals have been completed, it's kind of in your best interest to try and deter your opponent as much as you can, while at the same time positioning the workers in a way that makes sense for you to achieve those goals. It's one of those games where you have to constantly weigh the options of, do you help yourself a lot and maybe also open up your opponent to help themselves, or do you spend more time concentrating on blocking your opponent rather than helping yourself? Some turns you do a little bit of both, where you do something where you don't get a lot, maybe you get 2 coins or just 1 labor and you can't build anything, but you also stop your opponent from doing anything major on their turn too. Province made me think a lot more than I thought it would make me think, which surprised and delighted me, actually, and it's a game that I really enjoy, even though my print and play copy has little cardboard bits and pennies instead of normal tokens. Province is a quick game and it has a lot of little pieces, but it doesn't have that many pieces when you think of a Euro. It's actually kind of the perfect balance, and I've just been carrying it around in an envelope in a plastic bag, which is actually how I think they're planning on shipping for the Kickstarter. So that works, really. I really like Province. It's a cute, really compact, nice thinking micro Euro game. It actually is what it says. And Laboratory Games does some really good stuff with their art. Their first Kickstarter shift did really well with their art and the style of play and their delivery timelines. So I think it's gonna go really well for them. And I know they've already met their funding goal, but they sent me a print and play to get my thoughts on it, and I just really like this game. And for $5, who can blame me? The Kickstarter ends March 2nd, so I don't know when I put this up, but I hope it's before March 2nd so that you can make sure to get a copy of Province for yourself. It's a really good game. Pick it up. I'm gonna walk out to there now, and I'm not bringing you with me, Internet. No offense, I kind of want to enjoy the world without you for a minute. So, I'll catch you later though. Promise.